Hello, Twilight readers. As some of you know, we have been asking a lot of what-if scenarios in our Twilight book readers group. And for those of you who may not have heard of this particular edition, the Twilight Saga, the official illustrated guide by Stephanie Meyer, this gives a lot of plot details and discusses the lore of the Twilight universe. So any Twilighter out there that is an avid fan of the books, this definitely is a must-have, the Twilight Saga. Now, one of the what-if scenarios that has been discussed in the readers group is, what if Bree Tanner had joined the Cullens? Now, the thing with Bree Tanner is she had her own spin-off book, even though she was not one of the main stars, so to speak, of the Twilight books. She had the second life of Bree Tanner, basically told her story. So Bree Tanner, her character, is one of the main tragedies of the Twilight Saga. Though reading this particular book, the Twilight Saga Illustrated Guide, you find a lot of tragedy in this. The backstories of the characters and side characters that we didn't hear much about in the main books or films. But Bree Tanner has been a main tragedy because even if someone only saw the films, they see what a sad ending she had. And the novel, too, is very sad because it's told from her point of view, Second Life of Bree Tanner. And it's quite tragic what the Volturi did to her. The Volturi are very cruel, and they did not spare her life. They chose to kill her. So readers wonder, what if the Volturi had spared her life and she had joined the Cullens? Now, it's worth mentioning that she was still technically a newborn. So she would have had to master control. I see no reason to believe why she wouldn't have followed the Cullens, though we do get a brief glimpse of her in the novel Eclipse. And she is basically very resistant to the notion, saying, I don't see how you could stand it. And she's staring at Bella, finding her mouth-watering as a human. But even so, it is likely she would have tried to cooperate with the Cullens, especially if Carlisle Cullen would have told her, you can live if you live with us, but you have to master control. You can't hunt humans. It would have been interesting to see how her life would have played out. But sadly, we won't see that alternate scenario because the Volturi murdered her. I can't seem to find her character page. I went to find her. Let's see. I guess I'll look up the newborn vampire. She most likely isn't. Let's find her on page 74. James's coven. Bree Tanner became part of Riley's coven, which of course Victoria was hiding behind his coven and his actions. Here we are, Bree Tanner. She was born March 11th, 1990, from Las Vegas originally. We get a little more of Bree Tanner's backstory here. And let's see, I do believe now the sad part about all this is that Bree Tanner's life as a human was quite sad. Her father actually murdered her mother. So she had a tragic life as a human as well. So it's even quite sad that as her end was also sad as her second life, her vampire life. But one bright spot is Bree Tanner's father was found guilty for not only the murder of her mother, but also the murder of Bree. Because, of course, the human world did not know that she was transformed into a vampire. They just assumed if he killed her mother, he must have murdered Bree as well. So at least there was some slight dim hope of justice there, that he was convicted and found guilty for their murders. Thank you for watching.